Welcome back. All right, news of the day video for all you fine people on the internet for your Monday, July the 8th. Starting with the Washington Capitals. They make news today. Craig Patrick has been promoted to Senior Vice President and General Manager. So Brian McClellan, who's been, signing players and making trades, he has been bumped up to stay on as President of Hockey Operations. So for Chris Patrick, this is his first time as a general manager in the NHL. We'll see how things go with him. But for Washington, after squeaking their way into the playoffs and then getting taken out in four straight, they've rearmed a bit in the offseason, and we'll see how that all turns out for them. Consta Hellenius is the latest to sign an entry-level contract out of this year's draft class. The Buffalo Sabres signing him, and he's another of those skilled, decent forwards. And so, yeah, we'll see how things go for him in Buffalo. The Pittsburgh Penguins and the reason for a Sidney Crosby jersey. So I've seen the discussion of does Crosby want out? Hey, is Crosby gonna? And I thought I'm not making a video on that. I'm not. I understand it's the off season and speculation's fun and all that. I don't mind some speculation here and there, but I don't think Crosby's ever going to play anywhere other than Pittsburgh. And now it's come out today that he is close to an extension with the Penguins. I don't think it's going to be a really high cap hit. I don't think it's going to be a really long contract either. I would expect probably 3 or 4 years. It very likely gets announced today, usually once we start getting the rumblings that it's close. Usually gets signed that day, so we'll see what it comes in at. Let me know your thoughts. How much do you think Crosby gets? Do you think he gives him a team-friendly deal? Do you think he's going to get a contract that's more in line with what he's worth? Because I think at $8.7 million for the cap hit, honestly, that's low considering what he's been to the National Hockey League for almost 20 years now. Dallas, the latest team, and this is a trend now. Everybody's jumping off of Bally, and Dallas has done the same. So they've dropped the Bally Sports Network, and they have launched a direct-to-the-consumer app. So an app that you can download locally for Dallas games, and that's so that locals can watch, and it's free. You don't have to pay to watch Dallas Stars games. If you're outside of the market, you're still going to have to use ESPN. I would say something about a VPN, but right. But hey, so the Dallas Stars, the newest team to say, you know what, we're going to do this. I think Vegas has one as well. I know that Seattle's running their own. I think Arizona was running their own, and now I would imagine Utah will have some setup similar to that. This is the way it's going to end up going. I think that all the NHL teams are going to end up having their own service and broadcast their own games for free locally. It's going to go back to the way things used to be back in the day. I remember back in the 80s when all of a sudden Canucks games were on every night on regular television before it was on Sportsnet or TSN. So looks like maybe we're going to head back to that kind of a thing. It's sort of like when people complain about, oh, there's so many streaming services. Yeah, someday they're just going to pull them all together and it's going to just be like cable, but an internet version. Anyways, so yeah, Dallas, I think, making the right move here. I think Bally Sports, while they're in bankruptcy and there's so much uncertainty, I totally understand why teams are making this move. Carolina got me all excited today, and then it didn't work. I think it's because I'm in Canada. I don't know. So I'm just letting people know it's Kane's Give Back, and I didn't put any space in there because their Twitter/X handle is Kane's Give Back. So they're having a yard sale in Raleigh, and it's game worn jerseys, it's gear, and freaking Cooperalls. And as soon as I saw that, I'm like, I don't have Cooperalls. I need Cooperalls. And when I mentioned it to my lovely wife Yvonne, she made the face. And if you've watched live streams, you know the face, and informed me that I wouldn't need Cooperalls. I think I do. And so yeah, there's some, and I even saw them on my site. I'm like, I'll take a men's medium, sure. Nope. And for whatever reason, I can't get them. I've got the account. I'm signed in. It just won't. I think it's because I'm in Canada. I think that's what it is. But at any rate, the proceeds benefit the Carolina Hurricanes Foundation. They have a lot of game worn jerseys. A lot of it is like young prospects who may not have actually played a game. But remember, these are size 56 jerseys. These are ones you can wear over gear. These are the real product. And honestly, the price for some of them isn't bad. But the Cooperalls, yeah, I'd love to have a pair of Cooperalls. It's the like all these jerseys are great. I would love to have a street hockey meetup where I can come out and wear a Hartford Whalers jersey and have a pair of green Cooperalls. I mean, come on. course, then I'd have to have green runners too, or else I might look silly. So anyways, I just thought I would share that today, because if I can't have them, I might as well spread the word. And since it goes to the Carolina Hurricanes Foundation, which is charity, it goes to a good cause. So we are at that time of the summer where a lot of players who've signed free agent contracts are getting talked to by media about, going back. In some cases, Thomas Tatar going back to New Jersey. It sounds like he's excited. I'm going to be doing a video on the Devils today, so stay tuned for that as well. Looking at how their roster has changed so much over this offseason already, and there's still time for it to change further, of course. Now with Detroit, Patrick Kane says his heart was set on returning to Detroit. He also throws in there he understands that for Chicago fans that may be kind of, odd and awkward and weird, because he was a Chicago Blackhawk for so long in Detroit. Not exactly the best of friends with Chicago when it comes to the NHL franchises over the years. But Kane's happy there, and it looks like he might have been part of the reason why Tarasenko goes there. Tarasenko felt that Detroit was best for his family, and that he liked how the team played last year. He also talked to a lot of the players in Detroit. It sounds like Tarasenko is comfortable. Daniela Bruce reporting on this, posting a lot of the tweets on the X platform there, discussing Kane and Tarasenko. And it sounds like these guys are excited for what they might be able to provide for Detroit. And again, I still believe in the Yzer plan, because they're still going up in the standings. I know it's not as fast as people want them to go up in the standings, but they've gone up in the standings. Nikita Zadorov, I'm waiting to see how this gets twisted, because I'm just going to give my take on this. So Zadorov says the Bruins provide his best chance at a Stanley Cup. I was like, all right, I'm gonna click on the article and read through the article. Now, when a player signs a contract, obviously they're not going to say, well, these guys just offered me the most money, or they offered me the most term. Or, well, I mean, it was either this or I didn't want to go to those locations. Almost any player will say that's their best chance at a Stanley Cup. And when I was reading that too, I thought, I remember Christian Ehrhoff saying that when he left Vancouver and went to Buffalo. And that didn't age well. Now, I'm not saying Zadorov's won't age well either, but I don't think this is necessarily a shot at Vancouver, because I know that it can get warped into being a shot at a former team. I don't think it is. I think he's just excited about going to Boston, and he also says that it really helped that Elias Lindholm is in Boston as well. So Lindholm and Zadorov played together in Calgary. They played together in Vancouver. Now they're going to play together in Boston. The one thing with that is they don't play together on the ice that much. Don Sweeney also said that he was impressed with Zadorov's play in the playoffs against star players, both for Nashville and for Edmonton, of course. Zadorov had a great playoffs. The one thing that I'm okay with him going to Boston, I don't know with the term. I still think when you've got a physical defenseman who does take penalties, and he's been around for a bit now, that can wear on a player. So I think that the term of 6 years, it's a little bit dodgy to me. That's why I didn't put that in the best contracts category when I did the best contracts video. But yeah, Zadorov seems legitimately excited to be there, and as long as he plays well the first couple of years, if his play does tail off in that third year, Boston can justify the contract. But we'll see how things go. Again, I don't look at this as shade being thrown, but I do know how quickly these things can get twisted. Whenever you see those headlines, always read through exactly what the player said. And I don't take it as being a shot at any other team. Just, hey, I'm on this team, and I feel like they've got a shot at a Stanley Cup. This might be my best chance. And so I don't see that as an insult at all. Zadorov's never really gone on a long playoff run. Vancouver, you kind of get close to that, and then, of course, they couldn't close it out against Edmonton, who go all the way to the final. So, yeah, Zadorov wants to go further in the playoffs. We'll see how that affects his play this coming season. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event that you've not done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.